Hi students, in this section, let's try to understand what we mean with prime and composite numbers. Before we get into these two types of numbers, as a background knowledge, let's try to revise what we mean with factors or divisors. Let's take an example. If I divide 6 with 3, I'll get the answer as 2, right? And the remainder obtained is 0. You can see that the remainder is 0, right? Now, because the remainder is 0, I can say that 3 divides 6 perfectly. Now, 3 is a factor or a divisor of 6. Therefore, you can see that what we call as a factor or a divisor is a number that divides the given number perfectly. That is, leaving no remainder. Alright, now we know what a factor or a divisor of a number is. With this knowledge, let's try to understand what we mean with prime and composite numbers. Let's start with prime numbers. These are numbers with only 1 and itself as factors. Only 1 and itself. Let's take an example. Say you take the number 5. What are the numbers that can divide 5 in a perfect manner? You will see that the factors are only 5 and 1. What do I mean with that? If you divide 5 with 1, you will get the answer as 5 and your remainder is 0, right? If you divide 5 with 5 itself, you get the answer as 1 and your remainder is 0. But for example, if you divide 5 with 2, you will get your answer as 2 but the remainder is 1. So 2 is not a factor of 5. Therefore, we have seen that 5 has only two factors, that is 1 and itself, and hence 5 is an example of a prime number. Alright, now what is the smallest prime number? Let's just think a little bit more about prime numbers. The smallest prime number is 2. You can see that 2 only has 1 and 2 as its factors. 2 divided by 1 is 2 and remainder is 0. 2 divided by 2 is 1 and the remainder is 0. Please note that 1 is not a prime number, right? Prime has to have two factors, right? 1 and itself. In the case of 1, it's just 1 and 1 is not a prime number. The smallest prime number is 2. Alright, now let me make some space over here. So we are clear what we mean with prime numbers. Let's see what we mean with composite numbers. So composite numbers are nothing but numbers that have more than two factors. Anything that's not prime and is not 1 will be a composite number. Alright, let's take an example. Say let's take the number 6 and let's think of what are the numbers that will divide 6 perfectly. You will see that 6 has 4 factors, 1, 2, 3 and 6, right? If I divide 6 with 6, I'll get a remainder of 0 and the quotient is 1. So let me write that over here. 6 divided by 6, the quotient is 1, the remainder is 0, right? 6 divided by 3, the quotient is 2, the remainder is 0. 6 divided by 2, the quotient is 3, remainder is 0. And 6 divided by 1 gives me 6 and the remainder is 0. So these are the 4 factors of 6, and because 6 has more than 2 factors, 6 is called a composite number.